From JBS Studios in Greater New York, this is the JBS News Update with Tisha Bader.
Hi, this is Micah Halpern, sitting in for Tisha Bader, and here is the JBS News Update for Monday, June 22nd, 2022. Israel has built a fake Gaza city in the middle of Lchayim, a military base located in the Negev desert in the south of Israel. The city is so detailed and realistic that even the muezzin, the Muslim call to prayer, is sounded 5 times a day in this fake city. Other than members of the IDF, the city is deserted. This Israeli-built fake city cannot be found on any map. Officially, it's known as the Urban Warfare Training Center. Israeli soldiers who run military drills call it Mini Gaza. The IDF began building Mini Gaza in 2005 at a cost of $45 million. According to the facility's commander, Colonel Eli Abelis, the nature of war has changed. Today, our principal fighting is done around built-up areas. The tight alleyways, drab concrete buildings, and open areas in the roughly 60-acre, that's a quarter square kilometer, facility are meant to simulate urban environments in which Israeli soldiers often operate. The IDF has an official graffiti artist who decorated the buildings with murals featuring Arabic slogans and portraits of Palestinians and Lebanese militant leaders. The training center can accommodate exercises for an entire brigade of 2,000 soldiers at a single time, visiting American troops and forces from the European allies. Most recently, Cypriot soldiers have also trained in Mini Gaza. Both Iran and Russia are in the world's doghouse. They have international sanctions against them, and so Iran and Russia need to bond together to work together as a group. According to TASS, Russia's official news agency, Russian Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov paid an official visit to Iran. The news agency did not go into detail about the visit, but last month Moscow did announce that Russia and Iran, which sit on some of the world's largest reserves of oil, discussed swapping supplies of oil and gas. They also discussed setting up logistic hubs. These are events we need to carefully monitor and follow. Hezbollah leader Sheikh Hassan Nasrallah hosted a Hamas delegation led by Ismail Haniyeh, the head of the Palestinian terror group's Politburo. The meeting was held in Lebanon. After the meeting, Hezbollah and Hamas released a joint statement saying that the two sides discussed cooperation regarding Jerusalem and the holy sites within the framework of the so-called axis of resistance, and also discussed other regional developments in the area. The axis of resistance is Syria, Hezbollah, Iran, and Hamas, all united in their mission to destroy Israel. Here is a look at tonight's programming on JBS. At 7, historian and author Gil Troy discusses the future of Zionism in America at the American Zionist Movement's convention. At 8, Danny Danon, Israel's 17th permanent representative to the United Nations and current chairman of the World Likud, discusses his new book, In the Lion's Den. At 8:30, outgoing Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennet speaks at the United Nations. At 9, Mark Golub sits down with Avi Goldwasser for part 2 of Lchayim, where Goldwasser discusses the degree to which anti-Israel is veiled anti-Semitism. And at 10, prize-winning Israeli author David Grossman speaks at the 92nd Street Y. And coming up next, Shahar Azani speaks with Israeli author and political pundit Dror Yemini about the recent political turmoil in Israel. This is Micah Halpern and the JBS News Update. I want to wish everyone a good evening.